Hello everybody, this is Lila in Hawaii. I'm going to attempt to make the paper flower that I showed you before because I'm going to be busy the next few days and will not be able to do it. But this is what they look like. This is a bigger one. This is the size I'll show you today. This is actually the easiest size. And if you notice, I put a little diamond on the petal there. And this one also has a little diamond on the petal there. It's very easy if you can remember 3. Everything is 3. If you ever get stuck, it's 3. First of all, I'll just show you. I've been making these, I needed things to stash things in. So this is a box, just, recycling a box. And I've got my cards and glassine bags and things, storage bags in that one. And then this is one I just made, and I've brought the materials that I need to show you the flower. And the handle, I haven't glued the inside of the handle yet, but the handle can be anything. In this case, this one was off a brown paper bag from the grocery store, and this is some wired material that I had. And actually, they were brown, so I've painted them all with chalk paint, and then just put on something pretty to make it look nice. So all you need for this is scissors and glue. And you're going to need Elmer's glue, I think is the easiest, because it has to be a runny glue with, like a fine tip, something that you can work with easily, and it dries relatively quickly. And so you need book pages. And I find that this size is the best. And that's the size of the one I showed you, and the size of it is 5 by 7, and this is an old Reader's Digest. So you need 3 pages of 5 by 7, or any size you want actually, but this is the nicest size, and it should be a rather sturdy paper. You don't want something that's going to, like that already has torn, so that's not going to work. So I need 3 pages. So it's 1. This one got torn, so that's not going to work. And then I need 2 more. I'm doing this sideways. I hope you can see. So it's 2, 3. And this one's nicely aged. Now the next thing to do is to form a square, and you want the square to be pretty much the size of the paper. So in order to find a square, you fold it diagonally like that and then cut out. So you're going to cut that so you've got a nice square, and you can leave that edge, that's just fine. So you want to do 3, cut out 3 squares like that, and then after that I've already prepared a little bit ahead of myself, but you've got it already folded in a diagonal. So remember 3, so this is 1 diagonal, and then you're going to do 2 diagonals, 3 diagonals, and that's 3. Make sure the fold is here and there are folds here, and then the other part, the open part's there. Then you're just going to cut a round shape, sort of how you like, really. If you want it really steep, I like them sort of gentle curves. And then you cut off the tip a little bit, or the apex. And then when you open it up, you're going to have that shape. Then the next thing to do is to figure out how you want to curve the edge of the petals. Sometimes you can do it at this point, and I just often moisten my fingers, which I won't do now, and sort of just go like that, and it'll sort of roll the petals back, because you can do this shaping now, or you can do it when the thing is formed, when the flower is formed. So you want to roll them back. You need 3 of those. As I said, that was 1 and 2 more, which I won't do now. So here are my 3. Let's get that one out of the way. So here are my 3 that I've done already. And remember 3, and you're going to put them so that they are going to be lined up like that. And I think that, just a moment, I'm going to turn the fan off. The fan was blowing them away. Now, the first one you cut one segment out of, one. So 1. Remember 3. So that's 1, and you put that like that with the... So this goes like this, so that's 1. You've cut one segment, that 1, out of 1. The next one you're going to cut 2 segments out of 1. 2 cuts. Okay, so that's 2. That one has 2 out of it. And you put it with its mate. So that's the 1, this is the 2. Now this one, of course, is going to have how many? 3. So I said everything is 3. So 1, 2, 3. Then remember that this one has only 1 cut out, so that's going to be the bottom layer. So that'll be the bigger layer. This one has 2 cut out, so it'll be next, and so forth. So you're going to work this way, this way, this way to get them started. So here we are. Now the first thing I need to do is glue them into a shape like that. And as I say, you can fix up the petals later. You can scrunch them, you can curve them. I often run a knife blade over them. So just anything like that. Oh dear. Elmer's glue, sometimes it comes out and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, just a thin Elmer's glue. Then you put that over there. So you're making it into a sort of a dish shape, you might say. Put that back with the 1. Do the same to the next one, which has 2 cut out of it. Excuse my hands, but I've been painting. Okay, so that's the next one, has 2 cut out of it. Did I cut the bottom off that? Yeah, I did actually, but you can't. Should be a little hole in the bottom. Sometimes it's not quite enough. Okay, so there's a little hole in the bottom of that one, that's 2. And then the last one, 3. Again, just put a little glue on there. And that one's like that. Okay, so that's those 3. And they should be in order. 1, bottom, middle layer, top layer. Now you've got to come back the other way, and you're going to go this way, and this way. And do the same thing. You're going to join them into a circle as best you can. As they get smaller, it's a little trickier. So this one is the... so that was 3. So now 2 is going to be a little trickier again because you haven't got much to work with. So you have to kind of just sort of roll it like a cone or something a bit to sort of start it off. And put some glue on it. Oh, I'm at such an awkward angle. I'm sorry, it's not easy. Okay, so I need to cut this off, so I've got a little hole there. Okay, so I can hold it just a minute, because this Elmer's glue is quick drying. Okay, I've got my finger stuck in it. Oh, my. Okay, so that's 2. I think you can tell what I'm going to do already, can't you? And this is the very last one. This is going to be the very middle. It's the one. And that one gets a little harder to do, so you're really just going to do the best you can and roll it up and put some glue on it, because that's kind of like the stamen in the center. And even if you don't get it rolled properly, doesn't matter for that. So that's that last one there. And I have to hold it for just a minute to set up. Goodness gracious. Put a little more glue. Okay. Now, the last thing to do is, guess what? Assemble it. Did this come apart? This one came apart. That was the 3 petal. The glue didn't stick. So I'm just going to hold it a minute. Okay, so that's okay. Now, as I say, the petals need curving, and you can do it at this point, but I'm not going to take the time to do that. But when I do them, when I curve the petals back, I have already started on these. I take a pair of scissors on me, and I sort of go like that. And it's sometimes easier to do it at this point, but I'm not going to take the time. Okay, so now I'm taking, this was the biggest one, the first one with only one segment cut out, and I'm putting a little glue around there. And I'm going to put the next segment in. Make sure that it's not lined up exactly. You want it juxtaposition from the other. So that's 2. Then you're going to put another one in. Put some glue around inside. You're going to put this one in. That's the 3rd one. I mean, you can figure it out, I'm sure. So those, it's starting to look like a flower a bit, isn't it? Now, we've got these 3 little fellows left. This was 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're going to go with 3. My camera shut off, so I'll have to join it together. Anyway, we're back to, I think you may have seen, I put the first one down, I've put the 2nd, the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then this is the stamen, the one for the center. And this one, actually, you want it to be sort of rolled a bit, because it's got to go through the lot of them there. And I like it to go in. I'm going to put some glue on it. And I like it to go right down. And if I can get it to poke out the bottom a little bit, that's good. And I don't know if you can see, but there's a little bit of it coming out there. Okay, so that's good. Now the last thing, that's your flower there. Now the next thing to do is let it set up, let it dry for a minute, and then do what you want to do with it. One of the things that's good to do is to, as I said, curve the petals. And I find sometimes that just doing it with your finger like this works very well. You can moisten your finger, as I say, if you like. You can do that, or you can do the knife thing. And sometimes if you give it a shot of steam, which means blow on it, and do it, and keep going till you get a nice shape. And then if you want to do something else to jazz it up, I don't put leaves with these. I don't think they need leaves. But I like them a little more curved, and I don't want to take that because the camera doesn't have a lot of stuff left on it. But one of the things I do to it, so that's the one I just made, is I sometimes will tie a piece of lace, and old lace, and I'll put it on a piece of old lace like that. Just put it on a piece of lace there, which is kind of nice. So a piece of lace, sometimes you can put what is that called, stickles, and make a dot on just on one petal to make it look like a diamond. Or if you've got a diamante or something, that's good to glue that on. The other thing I sometimes do is I take a feather and I like to shape it a little bit. So I like to shape the feather, and it looks great if you just sort of glue it in somewhere. I think it's too big. When I taught this in France, I did these three things. I used some lovely French lace under some of them, like that. Some of them I had lace. Some of them I put a feather, and I actually did buy those feathers there. And then some of them I found some nice stickles that was bright silver, and I put a drop of that on. And then I thought of different papers to use, you know. This I find is very good because it's an old book and it's strong. Because you have to manipulate the pages to curve them, you don't want something that's going to tear up easily. So that's as much as I can show you. I hope you can see it. As I said, I'm going to have to play more and get these petals to where they are curved a little more. You can also crush it in your hand. Okay, so that's the one I just made. Here's one I made yesterday, smaller. These are more fiddly to make, but you can also give it a little bit of a crush. Oh my goodness, isn't that awful? Just give it a little crush, and then give it a little crush. And you can get sort of that old tattered looking flower, you know, like it's been in a box for years or something. So you can do that as well. Thank you for watching. I hope this satisfied all your queries, and I hope you could see it all right. Talk to you again later, and stay well. Bye-bye.